Raphael Esparza of MyBookie.ag, always making it what he wants. Esparza, welcome in. How are you?
Pretty good. The only genius thing that Subway has done is that foot-long churro. That's brilliant.
No, it is. It is. It is. Do you like Subway?
I can't say no. I mean, you just pitched a good ad. I'm a Jimmy John's type of person.
Jimmy John's is good. There's no doubt. It's really, really good. Maybe you ought to do that. Maybe you ought to do like a sandwich bracket.
Oh, that's something. From the West Coast in Las Vegas, there's a sandwich place called Capriati's. The best place to go.
Bar none. You'd put it up against anything.
Yes, bar none.
All right. As we put a bow kind of on college basketball, were you surprised UConn walked off and left Purdue the other night the way they did?
Not really. I mean, they blew out everyone. I think it was one of the world's worst national championship games I've seen in a very, very long time. I mean, I felt bad for Edey. I mean, he just had no one around him could hit a shot. The guards looked tentative, didn't want to shoot any threes. It was just a bad basketball. But I'm kind of glad because I stopped watching in the second half. I got to clean up some of my stuff on a DVR that's been on there since the DVR was invented. So I was kind of glad at that, but very disappointed. I thought the women's national championship game was like 10 times better than that one.
Do you foresee with the numbers in women's basketball, is it, exceeded and dwarfed the men's game? Is this just a blip on the radar, or can women's basketball maintain this? I mean, you got to have players, you got to have superstars. They had them this year.
They can. I mean, South Carolina was still dominant, and if women's NCAA was smart, they need to put all their eggs in Paige buckets over in UConn. She's going to be back there, so I'm hoping they're listening to the show because I know they're big fans of your show. That's what they need to do tomorrow, next year. Just put all your money on Paige buckets. UConn's going to be good. They're going to be healthier. They got some college transfers coming into their program as well. So they got two good storylines. They'll have South Carolina. Can they go perfect again? They'll have UConn. And you figure LSU will retool up. And some really, really good players in the transfer portal for women.
Raphael Esparza of MyBookie.ag. Get in and play today. Thursday edition of the program, streaming on the Zone1059.com. All right, John Calipari to Arkansas. Is that going to be more in line with Pitino making a switch one team to the other one as a championship, or is he going to Jimbo Fisher this thing like he did at Texas A&M?
It all depends on the first year. I mean, if he can get some players on it, but I think his style of basketball is no longer existent. I mean, the one and dones are rarer than they were when he first started doing it. I know he's got Walmart money in Arkansas, so he's going to be able to do a lot of stuff, but it's going to be very interesting to see what he does in Arkansas. I'm still blown away that Kentucky has not focused on one person and all that. I still think it's Billy Donovan. I think once the bowl season is over, I think the longer Kentucky waits on announcing something, the more it's going to be a big name. It's not going to be anyone else. I think it's going to be a big name that they choose.